Welcome to Anguilla. For the next 2 weeks, we're going to be on this amazing island. But on today's episode of The American Dream, we're showcasing where the whole show started, America's finest city of San Diego. And we're going around with Seth. You've seen him on the show before, top realtor. He's going to showcase one of the coolest projects you've ever seen, from commercial to residential to luxury, the park. Projects you've ever seen in Southern California. Got a great show for you. Let's start the American Dream right now.
We do it in the spirit of going against the grain of the negative media, giving inspiring information, and having people walk away from our show with something of value.
You're seeing a disruption in both the real estate and the mortgage space.
A lot of people are just not willing to put in the work.
What video does is that it demands an emotional response.
You know what I love about this show? It's totally unscripted.
On our national show, The American Dream, we love celebrating the stories of cool real estate. We do shows in Miami, New York City, Chicago, all across the country. When we talk about this unique niche, high-rise luxury, he's the man right here, Seth, joining us in Anguilla. So talk to me about that unique real estate.
Yeah, so high-rise living has been huge, all across the country for almost a century. And what high-rise living really understands is when you want to live in an urban center and you've got to put a lot of people there, you got to go vertical.
Yep.
But San Diego being late to the high-rise game, it gave developers like Zephyr the opportunity to do it in a way that people live now. And that means large balconies, big outdoor space, large closets. These are homes that are in the middle of the sky, but they feel like a mansion in the middle of Rancho Santa Fe or Costa de Casa. And so I think that's what's so exciting about this building and why I'm excited to show it.
All right, man, well, let's go give it a look.
One of the things that in my previous career that I brought to the San Diego market, it's one of my proudest moments, was I actually brought the indoor-outdoor living piece to the San Diego market. We're in Hawaii and I'm seeing these huge sliding glass doors that completely pocket into things, and it's indoor and outdoor living. And I came back and I said, why aren't people doing that in housing? In San Diego, we got better climate that they do in Hawaii.
Buyers, they all want the same thing. They want walkability, they want interior and exterior architecture that matches the quality of their lifestyle, and they want privacy and exclusivity even within their building. And so what differentiates our building from many other luxury buildings in the marketplace is we really are trying to attract a single buyer profile. We wanted to create a building that, the buyer profile is fairly homogeneous and shares common goals. And because they share common goals, we're able to create a lifestyle for them there that they appreciate and recognize and find value in.
Unobstructed views, and it'll never change. It will never be developed. You feel like you're living in the trees at Balboa Park, which is really a cool feeling.
Not a bad house here at the Four Seasons in Anguilla, huh?
Yes.
Awesome renderings. What a cool project. What's it like in person?
Yeah, the park is amazing. I mean, if you think the renderings are impressive, you're about to see what this property looks like inside. And the materials they're peerless. You know, there's so many great high-rises in San Diego that I think all of us downtown real estate brokers are really proud of. But this project is really one of a kind. The geometric patterns, the choice of stone, the choice of wood, the full vanishing edge doors that open up overlooking downtown San Diego and the bay and Balboa Park. You know, the renderings were not lying.
Something you just got to go see.
Exactly.
All right, let's go check it out.
My experience walking into the park for the first time was almost like looking into the future.
Words fall out of my mouth, they drift to the ground and they don't make a sound.
San Diego has always been a celebrated town for the vacation lifestyle, for the relaxed lifestyle. What the park does is it allows San Diego to establish its own brand of sophistication. And the park has been constructed as a building to meld those two lifestyles. And I think it's the first time that an architect and a developer tried that and actually really succeeded. You're gonna see instantly that same level of quality that you have in your Manhattan home, in your San Francisco home, in your home in London. So what you have that is so incredible is a property that is going to be at the same caliber of any international property. So you can feel just as proud of the inside of the home and the exterior of the property of the park as you are any of your other properties that own all over the world. Bankers Hill has smaller buildings, which give you more access to views of the ocean, more views of the palm trees, the eucalyptus trees that line Balboa Park, and the views of the sky itself. And so there's a sense of being both urban and suburban all at the same time, and that's really what makes Bankers Hill such a special space.
The American Dream is a national show, but we give you local market expertise. Now you're going to hear from a top producing realtor in your market about what's going on in your neighborhood. Let's check it out.
Hi, Jennifer Chow with Long & Foster's Christie's International. We're here today at the Luxury Alliance office in downtown Bethesda. I'm meeting my team. I have Laura and Joanne, and we're reviewing our 2019 plan. And we just sold a client's house, and we're gonna go check on her and see how she's doing with her move. We're gonna first stop at Bethesda Chocolates in downtown Bethesda, our favorite chocolate place that has created custom chocolates for our team. Okay, so let's head on over to Bethesda Chocolates and go pick up our client's sweet treat. Hi, we're here at Bethesda Chocolates, coming to pick up our custom chocolates. This place is great because they hand make every chocolate in the shop, and they can custom design anything you need. Hi, Lily, how are you today?
Hi, Jennifer, I'm good. How about you?
Do you have our chocolates ready for a client?
Let me grab this one.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So this is something special that we do for our client. It says congrats on the front. It's a little champagne bottle, and then on the back we put our logo. And you'll see why this is so perfect for the client's house that we'll be going to. Hi, we're here at the home of Charissa Jordan. We just sold her home. She's getting ready to pack up. This house is over 6,000 square feet. It has 6 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms, a gorgeous swimming pool. It was recently renovated, and we are going to meet Charissa Jordan. Hi, congratulations.
Yeah, on for a new chapter.
Exactly, there you go. It's for your...
Oh, wow, so cool. Aww.
Hi, you just met Charisse, and now we're going to take you to that special room that we talked about. This room is like no other. It's very warm and inviting, and it's every woman's dream. Hi, Dahlia.
Hi, how are you? Welcome to Charissa's Champagne Room.
Thank you for having us. So what was your inspiration for this room?
Well, this room was inspired by Charissa's love of course, champagne. And she really wanted to have that glam effect. And she loves pearls and Charissa crystals, so we created this custom light fixtures and all custom furniture to really enhance the room and make it special for her. So everything is very glamorous and has a nice serene feel to it for her entertaining purposes.
And what led you to your American dream?
My American dream started when I was 5 years old, just having a passion for design and living so close to Walt Disney. So I was always visiting there and so fascinated with design from an early on age. And we just won an international award, the Adagi Award, and competed with other designers from around the world. So I'm really living the American dream. I love what I do, and it's my passion, and I'm so excited to share this with, clients and enjoying it.
Thank you so much, Dahlia, for sharing your American dream.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you.
Keep working hard so you too can follow your American dream.
When you're in Anguilla, you might as well drive around in a Four Seasons golf cart, right? Yeah. All right. So, awesome video, awesome project. Tell us about what really goes into these things, because obviously you're the mastermind behind it.
Yeah, it's all about teamwork. No big project of this caliber can happen without a lot of good people, and it starts, of course it starts with our team, right? We've got a great team, Mia Tidwell, Kiki Jones, Alina Mendoza, all the great people on our team. But we also enlisted, a Hollywood director, Frank Kiva, who's obviously a really good friend of the show as well, and his creative vision was a big part of this. We used a company called Hollywood Special Ops who rented us some of the most exclusive cameras in the world.
Well, no matter where you are in the country watching this show, everybody loves just a cool story of luxury real estate. So let's just go check out the next clip.
Love it.
Here we go.
The secret behind the O'Byrne team is that team mentality. We've assembled a masterclass team for this project.
We have such great technical partners. We've partnered up with Hollywood Special Ops out of Los Angeles, and we have some very special cameras on deck. Stuff that a lot of productions would literally kill to have.
So in the spirit of doing the avant-garde shoot that we chose for this particular video, it was really important for all of us to come together and have the right dancer and the right choreographer to really tell the story of the park.
When the dust settles, you will see that when people are looking to take on a project of this caliber, the O'Byrne team really is the only choice.
I know those weren't shot on an iPhone. So talk about the cameras and the technology that goes into this thing.
Yeah, so when we worked with Hollywood Special Ops, we rented a Phantom Flex 4K, and that camera shoots at 2,000 frames per second. That literally means that you can count the number of confetti particles in the air. We slow it down to such an incredible speed, and part of why we did that is we wanted to give a dreamlike quality to this shoot, and that's very intentional, right? When you shoot a project like this, you want to make it feel like a dream because it's something that you aspire to, and that's why the equipment was so important, so expensive,
sure,
but so important.
So important. And look, you're telling a story about the project. And these days, when you're selling real estate, it's not just about an open house sign in the yard. There's online, digital, social. So you're creating that allure that's attracting people, and I'm sure international buyers as well.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, man. Well, let's go check out the next clip.
When we look back historically, we will say that the park was one of the most groundbreaking projects in San Diego. They really wanted us to create an immersive experience in this video.
When you're shooting at 2,400 frames per second, you can literally slow that piece down to where you can count the pieces of confetti falling in the air. We have employed all these different tactics to really create a special atmosphere and a special depth to each shot. We want people to be able to experience the shot.
When all the dust settles and you look back, I think it's going to be very clear that this building is on top of the rest of the real estate industry.
There's a lot of people out there who are going to see this and say, wow, I need to step up my game. And I think that's exactly what we want.
All right, Seth, tell us about the girl. I mean, clearly she is talent. She's worked with all these big names, and now she's working with you on a real estate project.
Yeah.
Explain how important that was.
Yeah, you know, it was exciting. And you know, we did it for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons we did it is because so few people go to that level. You know, she's on the show Transparent. She's worked on Amazon shows. She's worked with Netflix. She's worked with Solange Knowles brands. And so what we noticed with her, and what Frank Kivo loved, our director, was that she had a really interesting type of body movement. She danced, she was modern and contemporary, but she was very classic at the same time. And you know, this building is modern and contemporary and classic and all those things. And so we wanted to choose a dancer whose movements were really emblematic of the building. And I think we really accomplished that.
All right, man, we're here. We're at the Four Seasons. You want to go in?
Let's do it.
Let's park the cart. Check out this next clip. A little weird there at the end.
You were perfect.
We're working with Charissa Kroeger, who in the dance world is incredibly well known.
When I met Charissa a couple of years ago, I had no idea of the profound impact she's had on the dance community. I slowly became acquainted with her and realized very quickly that she danced for people like Lorde.
You can see her work on Netflix and Amazon. She worked for Ford Motors. She was on The Ellen Show.
I said, wow, she has next level talent. I want to work with her.
There's so many people that bring her into their pieces because her movement is really peerless.
When the park and the Oberon team said, hey, we want to do a dance piece, I knew right then who I was going to use.
Drinks are here.
Thank goodness.
Perfect time to talk about the trampoline that was. Thank you. Tell us about the trampoline.
Trampoline was important. You know, when we got the listing of the penthouse, which is a 2-story penthouse, 30-foot ceilings, no one thought that we could pull off a trampoline as part of the property video. And when we assembled it, no one thought the builder would be okay with it. No one thought that it would be safe enough. Everyone thought someone was going to get hurt. But what ended up happening was it was the best part of the entire marketing campaign. And we were able to suspend our dancer in air. And at the same time that we're showing off the height and the ceiling and the volume, we're showing off the feel of being so high above everything in this high-rise.
Well, when you're marketing real estate and you're talking about high-rise living, don't people think, oh, there's not enough space? So what you did is you've created this very artistic way of showing space in a luxury high-rise.
Yes.
Awesome. Let's have these drinks. Check out the next clip. Cool?
One of the things that we really wanted to do was give that feeling of you're so high above everything else. The penthouse is a 2-story penthouse with 30-foot ceilings, and by bouncing our dancer on a trampoline and actually having her suspended in the air, we're able to really create this feeling of floating and being above everything else.
We're going to be going up on the catwalk. We'll be on the staircase. We're going to be on the patio. We're going to actually get on the trampoline with the dancer. I don't know what to expect. I hope that it comes out. I hope nobody gets hurt. But I've never been on a trampoline with somebody trying to film them before.
although it's scary, I think after this, I'm gonna grab Seth, I'm gonna double bounce him on that. We're gonna wrap this thing.
So some fun talk about marketing, but let's talk a little bit about the market. The American Dream, a national show all across the country where we bring you award-winning realtors to give you expert advice on what's happening in your city. Next update coming at you now.
And welcome back to the American Dream. Well, we are now joined by real estate professional Dimitri Apostolopoulos. He is with Weichert Realtors. Dimitri, so great to see you.
Thank you for having me. Great to see you too.
Well, this is actually your first time on here today, Dimitri, on the American Dream. And we wanted to begin by getting to know a little bit more about you. So talk to me a little bit about some of your prior experience before becoming a real estate agent.
Absolutely. So I'm a third generation carpenter from Greece. Was born in Greece and raised the first decade of my life in both countries. Settled here, 10 years old, been in the DMV area since. Grew up in construction, obviously, with my father. We built a lot of homes, custom homes, flipping a lot of properties in the capital area in DC until about 2001, where I switched from my building career to real estate sales, and which also seemed like a perfect transition.
So you really got a taste of what it's like to be in the real estate market through all of your building experience. Why did you end up wanting to make the switch?
You know, the difference in my perspective is, you know, from building and flipping homes, knocking on doors, and doing some of the old school customs in real estate, but from the builder's perspective, it enabled me, again, to transition easily into sales, because from every facet of real estate, I feel like I've covered all of it except writing a contract. And doing so in the early 2000s when the real estate market was booming, seemed like the right time to transition from, you know, physical labor all my life into something different, where I can work with people, but from a builder's eye, and not from just a real estate perspective, and you know, having the experience of negotiating contracts. I think you can gain that experience through time, but you know, having the building background and the builder's eye, as I mentioned, is a huge positive.
And you're being humble. You were not just a builder, and builders are exceptional in what they do, but you're actually a third generation master carpenter. So that must have made your family so proud that you carried on that tradition, and now you've really translated that.
It did, and it was wonderful that I had the opportunity to work with my father. So we worked together, and we did, you know, most of the work together. We were not supervisors, if you will. This is manual labor. We did most of the work, had some crews, some subs, some helpers, but you know, we did most of the work ourselves, and it's an amazing experience. Still carries on now when I work with my clients, and where they need help selling, buying. What are true costs? You know, is this guy ripping me off? What does the inspection report really mean to me? This, you know, I translate it differently.
Sure.
And it helps in every way, and usually it's, you know, creates a win-win.
You really know real estate from the ground up, and since you mentioned 2001, that is when you got your real estate license, so you've been in the business now here for 18 years. You are exceptional at what you do, and you're actually a top relocation specialist as well. Why do you think that you're so successful in that line of real estate?
Maybe because of my background in relocating to another country, which enables me to understand some of the difficulties, you know, from transitioning state to state, having a family, having a job. You know, I look at it from my client's viewpoint, and I want to make sure that, you know, I don't want to add any additional frustrations or a workload to them. When I can handle it all, I do, and I love what I do. So it's easy for me to step up and say, listen, guys, you have enough stress. I got it from here. Don't worry about it.
And you don't just focus in on one area. You actually cover all of the DMV area.
That's correct. Maryland, D.C., Virginia. I don't want to say that I specialize in one niche outside of one community in Laytonsville, Maryland, that I live, because I have built, sold, flipped, invested in the whole DMV area. From Washington, D.C. to Loudoun County, Virginia, and I know all those areas very well. Sold over 700 homes, all types of homes, all types of communities, so I am well versed with the area. And I think the difference there is when I see real estate market, when I see trends, I see it from a different viewpoint. It's not just, you know, Washington, D.C. as the nucleus, but it's the expansion of the market. What's going on? How is it transitioning to other county states around us? Because the DMV really is tied in together. And where you may see a market change, shift, it will expand elsewhere. And it's easy for me to see where it's going.
Well, Dimitri, you have such a special story, and thank you so much for sharing it with us today. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we'll be right back with more of The American Dream.
So, man, you've broken down all the components of it. Can we see the end product?
If I could throw to it, you can see the end product.
Well, I host a show. That's kind of my job. But, all right, man, you've done such a good job. Take it away.
All right, right now you're going to watch a video that we did for the Park in Bakersfield, one of the most luxurious properties in all of Southern California, and one of my favorite video projects I've ever been a part of. Check it out.
I wanna come over, I wanna go out. You ain't gotta ask me, you ain't gotta know how. I wanna get fancy, I wanna roll high. Let's get hot, darling, let's teach them right. I wanna come over, yeah, I wanna go out. Living like tomorrow, it's out of mind right now. I wanna get fancy. We only got love, but a light supply.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of The American Dream from Anguilla. This show has always been about real estate. It's been about lifestyle, but truthfully, it's about relationships. That's what The American Dream is all about. We're gonna go cheers now. Cheers to your American Dream.